Hi guys, I'm Garen.
I'm JD.
And this is Investigating Comic Club, where we chronologically read, review, discuss, and rate specific crucial stories of the medium.
Indeed. And we hope that you guys will subscribe to become members of Comic Club, share your opinions of the stories in the comments below, and stick around till after the Misfit Picture Show's logo to potentially get some silly bloopers from us. This is for House of X number 4 by Jonathan Hickman, Pepe Larraz, and Marte Gracia. How you feeling about it, Garrett?
Well, I didn't put on a fun shirt this time.
You did not.
I did not. Probably feeling how most of you guys are feeling. A little shook up. A little, I feel shook up, but at the same time, I feel like we still saw it coming. We just didn't want it to happen. We were scared of the inevitable, you know? We talked about it.
Yeah.
We've talked about it. We even said in the last episode, kind of.
Yeah, we expected it.
Yeah, we expected it. But a lot of things. Everybody knows you're going to die one day. But still, when it happens.
Yeah, in the previous episodes, we had talked about our suspicion that maybe this series would be, oh, Moira, this is another
Life.
Yeah, this is another life. It's not going to go well. It's going to be a disaster. What are they going to learn from it? I think as this issue starts, Archangel and Husk are dead already.
Yeah, which was enough.
It's blunt, and I think powerfully so. But those two characters, Archangel, arguably minor-ish characters. It could go either way, and he paced that well so that the next person, I believe, was Monet.
Archangel, those two. Monet.
She
She
said, "Get out of here, Jean. Figure it out." And then she turned into her.
Yeah, which is great.
It was.
I was so.
Yeah,
I was like,
so
oh, that was cool. Like that moment, because up until that moment, we had mentioned before in other of our issues about how sometimes the writing is so good that you don't get to really take in the art. But up until that moment in this issue, some of the art didn't hold up for me.
In this specific
issue. Like some of it was kind of like, it wasn't detailed enough. Or like there wasn't things in there, which again, seeing how this issue ends kind of leads to it. But I was like, oh no, the writing was enough for me to like, am I missing the art? Am I not? But up until that, and then that scene of her changing, I was like, oh, that is a way to go out, you know, like it's like, but don't want to see her go out. But.
Right, and then again, it's off camera or off camera.
Yeah.
They mention kind of in passing that they've taken care of her, and it's strange because as Mystique was getting jettisoned into outer space, I really was feeling Mystique's death. I did not want her to go.
That was the first time I'd ever felt for Mystique,
really?
You know. And
at the same time, I felt like, okay, that's confirmation that it's going to be rebooted. Because I just feel like they're not getting rid of Mystique as well. Yeah. Like, there's so much rich potential with that character. I don't think, we're not going to lose Mystique for the next 5 years. Like, this lifeline, it's going to be rebooted. But even with that knowing and confirmation, I still felt her. Yeah, no, and that was, I love that panel of her falling. Like, just that was... You could even tell, like I mentioned how you don't like as much, but the lines in it to show like the movement of the fall, that shot in itself. It was extremely effective right then. Obviously, the Professor X quote was very bleak, no more, to start it off with. Even actually before then, it's funny, I saw the cover for the first time. I hadn't looked at it. I saw the cover when Garen popped it up on his computer, and I was like, awesome. I guess they're not dead because of the explosion. And I even thought to myself, well, that's kind of a spoiler. You know, like you guys could have had maybe a couple of them, like or something, but it's the whole team. Yeah, it was kind of a rope-a-dope. No, it gave you hope. I was like, oh, okay. Right off the bat, it gives you hope. But then, and then it just starts stabbing you little by little and little by little. And like I said probably, I cussed a few times while reading this out loud. Just because being like, oh my god, like I talked about last week, like, and we've talked even off camera as far as like Nightcrawler being like, oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to, I want to read more about him. He's a great, the last issue and everything, and then for this to have it be like,
them hurt. Like, they're dead. Wolverine's hurt. He's internally hurt. It's like, and then for him to be like, no, I got this. You know,
even with his little smile, like
you're
he's
just like,
I got this, but you knew it behind that. You're like, oh, you're dying.
Yeah, you're straight up dying right now. Yeah,
you knew that Nightcrawler was full of it in that moment, which is a testament to the artist and the writer in that moment. You know, they get that character, and it's really, really special. Yeah. And like I said last week, it was like I was seeing an old friend I hadn't seen for a while, and I felt it in that one panel again. I felt very protective. Yeah. Again, that's very, very well done. And
very well done.
I loved that this issue. Did you realize there were no tech pages in the center? Yeah, it was just at the beginning, and then
just at the it flowed. Like, I didn't really take that many notes. I took a few, but pretty much once, probably Monet, maybe a little bit after, it just flowed. Where I'm just like, not another one, not another one, not another.
So they set the stage with that tech page at the front. All of those terrible tragedies in mutant history, essentially. Setting the stakes. Setting the motivation. And then we're off to the races. And as I was reading it nearing at the beginning, I actually literally emotionally felt anger that it had gotten to this point. And following through with that, there was an anger and emotion and sadness that it had gotten to this point. Yeah. And ultimately, I thought that humankind let it get to this point, which I found interesting just for myself, because last week I was like, I'm not really rooting for the X-Men here. Yeah. Like, it's not good enough if it costs human life, any life up there. Ultimately, and you know, that tech page at the beginning, ultimately how could humankind let it get to this point? Yeah. They didn't stand up enough. They didn't stop enough. They didn't fight enough alongside mutants. So ultimately I found myself on the side of the mutants. Yeah. And I was surprised by that. Yeah. That these real emotions were
got you to switch from an issue ago to the end of that one to now this one.
Yeah, and I don't think even switching, but just the stakes got so undeniable that I had to pick a side. And that was the side I chose. Yeah. And that's really impressive to me, I think.
I could just look at the 2 pages of Nightcrawler and Wolverine and Logan going right before they make the jump. And look at that and actually detailed it to him jumping to Nightcrawler straight up getting disintegrated in the panel.
The second he
gets up, he's done. And the way the art is in that,
just to get Wolverine.
Yep.
Just to get Logan.
Just to get him. He knew. He's like, I can make the job. You ready to do this? Even that little sentimental part of like, you think something's waiting for us on the other side, you know, just like talking about like, I'm about to meet my maker for the first, you know, like not first time, but like him just like, well, this is, and at this point you've already said bye to Mystique, we've said bye to Monet and all these others, and then you get to that point, it's like, no, not another, and then you're like, no, don't take them, knowing that, again, we've already talked about it.
It's already been established. This is going to be a rebooting.
Yeah, you're like, I get it, it's coming, but it's like you said, it's never easy to see characters that you've, you know, even, and it's so funny to say that on my end, because technically, like we talked about the last issue was the first time in this entire series that they have said more than 2 words. But for Hickman to get you enough where you know the characters, whether you knew them from the past or now, to care about them enough to be like, hey, if you're reading along, you know there's still hope, but I'm still going to make you go, what? Yeah. Why would you do that?
Yeah, and I've been the one, we both have, but for sure me, I have been more critical of the lack of character that we've seen in this series by Hickman. Yeah. And was concerned about how are we going to care about these characters if we're not allowed to really spend much time with them? When the stakes, when the things start dropping and the bodies start to fall, how are we going to care about them? I love that you just pointed that scene out. Yeah. Because the X-Men have been in my life for 31 years. Since before you were born, Gary. Yeah. And you might not know, but Kurt and Logan are the very best of friends. Anybody that knows to write those characters, if any random issue, even if the other person wasn't in that issue, they said, who's your best mate?
Yeah.
Logan would say Kurt. Kurt would say Logan.
Wow.
But you felt that history without reading any of it.
No, none of that.
And that is so impressive. I've had goosebumps this entire time talking about it.
That's crazy.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, Hickman has not written the X-Men before. Clearly he understands it. Yeah. And we saw him at Comic-Con on that panel. Yeah. And he said throughout the promotional interviews and everything, these are my characters. These are the characters I've wanted to write my whole life. Yeah. Fantastic Four was a job. The Avengers was a job. This is what I want.
And you can see...
And you can say, like, every interview somebody's going to say
that. They're going, oh, this is what
But I believe it.
No, it's the work...
The understanding.
Yeah, he just has that. And to the point where, again, we've been talking now for however long, and we haven't even brought up the fact that Storm and Beast are in that shot, you know? And I remember being like, oh, this is great. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's cool. Forgot all about the fact that they were there, which was still cool, and I even in the end shot, but I was like, it's that where you're thinking about who you lost, yet still who you still have.
This issue probably, I read it, it was probably the quickest read out of any of them.
Yeah.
But like you just said, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
Like those little moments with Storm. I hated Magneto when he said, can you finish the mission?
Yeah, after already losing.
They just were like, it's a disaster.
It's a disaster, we can't do this, but can you finish?
Charles is quiet.
Yep.
Magneto goes, can you finish the mission?
Yeah.
I was like, you son of a... You know, even though I did say that I understood the stakes and I ultimately fell onto the side of the mutants, I was still grateful that Hickman understood Nightcrawler enough that the people that he had were tied up. And then you go to Logan, the people that he was against to get up, you know, Kurt and Logan accomplished their missions first. Right, yep. Kurt's guys are alive and tied up. He took the time to tie those guys up. Yeah. Logan, who had probably 4 times as many guys, all dead.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want anybody to die. I was very grateful that Kurt didn't kill anyone, and I wasn't surprised at all that Logan did.
Yeah.
And I thought it was very, very appropriate.
Again, like, we all know what's coming, but at the same time, then when you see Scott, she's like, nope, you really think I'm going to keep you captive after you just... I read it panel by panel, which is kind of cool with reading it page by page, but when you can read it panel by panel, which it gives you a little bit more of a... It gives you a bit more of a reveal when you're reading it panel by panel. Boom. So yeah, so all I saw was, you know, you think I'm going to do this? Boom, boom, no, to Jean. Her face with his like side by side of it exploding. It's a whole different where it's cool. I know we've talked about this before, like, oh, that's totally the whole page turn of like the reveal. But when you're able to do it panel by panel with this, it's like
it's even more.
It's even more of that effect. Yeah,
I would imagine it is. Oh my god! Can you tell me something? When you're up close and personal with each panel, the enlarging of those, does the quality of it get a little lower? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, going closer like that, is it still as sharp and rich and like? It
is still sharp and rich, but for that reason, kind of like how I said though at the beginning of this issue, how it seemed like the art was a little, I don't want to say lazy, but like it didn't seem as though it was as detailed with some of the things, which might again be a reason why, because then later on they spend all the work and energy on that. The later parts of it, all the deaths looked amazing. Yeah. It's like if you do this is the page, sharp. And then you come into it.
Okay. Yeah.
It still looks.
What about the next one that's a little smaller? Oh, it looks really good. Oh, it looks really good.
It's all clear and crisp, and like when they actually, I mean, it's
it's beautiful.
That looking at that with her in his reflection, but if you're just looking at it like that, you know.
Oh, let me see that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah. That's why I said it was literally this not gonna make it, and then to this.
Oh. Yeah. That's heartbreaking. I thought it was super cool. Monet. It's funny. Monet was one of the very specific characters. Hickman was asked, "Who are your favorites?" He's been very careful about. No, I won't tell you because I want. You know, if I tell you my favorite, it's gonna be you're gonna expect things.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one of the characters he has mentioned is Monet. Monet She was never one of my favorite characters. But now she's a favorite of mine. Within 3 pages, she made it. And he made me really root for her. And when she said, what did she say there to the humans when they came on board?
My goodness, have you bit off more than you can chew?
She knows she's dying.
Yeah.
She knows she's going to go. She's sacrificing Jean,
like,
herself for Jean.
Yeah.
But, oh goodness, you guys have been, like, it's just snark. Like, it's just good for you. Yeah. And I love that she had that line. And then the human who took out Mystique had a line as well. And both of them, you know, they were both good lines.
Yeah, they were.
They were good lines that you'd love in an action movie.
Yeah. Something we haven't talked about yet, back at Professor X and Storm, and how they come together as one and are able to communicate with Jean.
Yeah, and that beautiful almost water. Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain, like, where I've maybe seen it before, but it's still like that, like...
Beautiful idea.
It reminds me, what it reminds me of too, is it reminds me of Harry Potter talking to Sirius Black in the fire.
Oh, sure.
Because she's able, you know, like that kind of like able to talk through things, you know.
Yeah. Something about water, though, feels like it was, like they were connecting to nature or something like that.
Oh, no, it makes perfect sense that it's that.
Yeah.
Because of where they're at, too.
Yeah. I loved his close-up of Storm. I thought she looked beautiful. I thought that she looked... like a black woman, honestly. Like, I thought, like that, like a very regal, very almost royalty. Like that Storm. Yeah. There's just true beauty there. I thought it was every time and actually she's appeared one other time, and we commented how regal she looked. Oh boy, man, I was not prepared for the emotions that this issue took out of me, and this genuine sadness and disheartening depression by the end. I felt it. I felt this issue.
No,
it's a tough one.
It was a tough one to like just kind of those last few, just me reading each one, just like, wait, is this really it? Is this really it? And it says no more, no more.
The tears coming out of the bottom of the mask.
Yeah, just from the last issue where we were kind of not on Xavier's side. We didn't trust, you know? I
didn't trust him at all.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like, no, I don't. He's throwing these people out there. He's doing that. And then for him not to be the one to pull the trigger of this, go, you know, it was Magneto kind of thing.
He's feeling it.
Yeah, he's feeling it. And those tears are where it's like, okay, you're losing your, you know, but just him saying no more. Yeah, it's just for that to end that way, and then with the pages, with the articles.
So let me ask you a question. This is just guesswork for you. So we get to the death of this team, and then it's almost like we're jumping a bit into a future with the voiceover of "It's always like this." The machines come, they kill, like all those machines that were coming in. I would have almost expected this to be the end of issue 6, so that issue 1 of X-Men in October was going to be like, oh, fresh start of Mara.
Oh yeah.
But like we're just past this halfway point.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect from Mr. Hickman.
I don't know exactly.
Like, is Xavier going to kind of go like, okay, we're all weapons of mass destruction. Let's go on a rampage now.
Oh yeah, no, which I think goes into there's a reason why he gave us the answers of what the language is last week.
Yeah, that's really cool. So we asked actually you guys, the viewers, to maybe tell us what some of these words are saying. One of our viewers, Matthew, worked it out with his son, I believe. Yeah. And said that one of the upcoming issues was from last week was something about sinister approaches or something like that.
This issue was what it said at the back is the title of this issue. So it is done.
Oh, okay.
Next issue is Something Sinister.
Something Sinister. Super, super cool. Yep. And actually in the conversation I was having with Matthew in the comments, which was really cool, was, wow, I wonder if Sinister, like if Professor X is going to take off his helmet and he's going to have the Sinister diamond. Yeah. And maybe that's kind of going to go into it. But again, this final panel of him weeping. Don't know what to expect. And, you know, bravo.
At the end of the issue, it has the one page that says something something in their letters, and then it has the next page that says something. The first one you see is the next issue that we're going to read. Whether it's, I think the next one is Powers.
Powers 5. Of X number 4.
Yes. So that one is something sinister.
Okay.
Then the next page in that tells you what.
Garen, have you decoded?
Within five.
I thought you didn't have the patience for
You went to the bathroom for 5 seconds, and I was like, let me figure this out. I hope I'm correct because of how fast I did it. But it's a shorter one. But this one is supposedly the next.
Amazing. I love it.
Something sinister.
Cool.
And this says then.
Yeah.
Society.
All right. You want my guess?
Got it.
Do you want my guess?
What's your guess?
My guess is... Okay. My guess is the next issue will be the reveal of how Sinister gets involved. Here, they're going to get their society, and then we're going to see that Sinister betrayal that's coming in the future point.
Oh.
Sinister is kind of the big question mark right now, isn't he? We know that Magneto and Charles have a falling out again. We don't even know where Moira is in this life. In X-Men proper, spoilers, in the X-Men proper before this, Moira died of the legacy virus. She was the only human that contracted the legacy virus.
Gotcha.
Now she's a mutant, which fits lovely in there.
Yeah.
So we have not seen Moira, to the best of my knowledge, since, I don't know, 387, I think the issue was, or something like that. So it was like a decade ago or something. Maybe longer. Maybe 15 years ago now. So she has not been in the series for a long time.
Huh.
To the best of my knowledge.
Yeah.
So this might be kind of still a continuation of the proper X-Men line.
Which is great if it is, because then they keep it, then it is almost like we're giving you kind of an end to us rebooting and recapturing it, but giving you reasons why we're doing it instead of just doing it, you know?
All right, Mr. Garen, what did you give this issue?
They're just batting 1,000 over here with these A's. I give it an A again. I have to because it made me feel. It made me feel, and like it was a B at first and I wasn't sure, but then just the way the last like 10 pages, I mean half of it practically was just and kept me going, no, and I flat out, cussed like 3 times probably at the end, just like, are you kidding me?
I have not written my grading of it because I didn't know how to grade it.
Yeah.
I loved the issue. I didn't enjoy the issue at all. But I'll give it an A.
Yeah.
It made me emotional. It genuinely made me feel.
Yeah. It was a roller coaster that I was sad that happened. But again, isn't next Wednesday. I'm not happy about this issue at all. Hey. Yeah, bravo. Yeah, bravo.
Really, bravo, guys.
Let us know if you agree with us with our comic quality poll. A, B, C, D, or F. And then let's keep the conversation. We love it every week. Everybody who's been commenting and everything, just giving us their opinions and talking. And that's what it's all about, is keeping the community alive.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys. Our companion series this Sunday will be airing Spider-Man Season 1.
To be continued.